What is going on, y'all? Giofvcks Psych Perspective. And I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that continues to watch the video that I did back in September of 2019 when I discussed black women, black mothers, black grandmothers being toxic, pertaining to the black children, black adults, the black community, and the black family. A lot of people, there's hundreds, over 100 comments, it seems like, of people expressing their personal experiences with their own mothers, aunts, grandmothers, women in their family, in their lives, period, that are toxic. And a lot of people really, came and left comments, and people have been asking for me to discuss it more. And just like, this is a topic that needs to be discussed more often in the black community. Now, I want to put a preference. If you coming on my channel thinking that this is I hate black women, I hate black mothers, black grandmothers, black aunts, black sisters, black feminine people, if you think that's what this channel is, then you want to unsubscribe now, because I'm not here to bash black women, black feminine people. I'm just here to highlight, to discuss the issues that plague our community, and how common these issues are. And it just goes to show you, like, if so many people can relate to one video, I think it has over 2,000 views. If one video can get that much people talking about their own personal issues and experiences with toxic black women, black feminine people, then that kind of lets you know, hey, this is a serious issue. This is no longer people just picking on folks. Like, no, we have black people in our community that are complete trash, like unadulterated assholes, and need to be addressed. Now, in my current situation, I'm just going to go on and say this, and I think it kind of goes for a lot of people. We love our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunts. We love the women that are in our families, that are in our lives. We love the men and the masculine people that are in our families, that are in our lives. However, I can love you and still not like you, and that is so obvious in our communities. And love has nothing to do with respect. And I'm starting to realize that, because you can love a person, but they don't respect you. You can love a person, but they don't like you, and vice versa. You see it a lot. So, I'll start off with saying, I love my mom, I love my grandmother, I love them to death, but it still doesn't negate the fact that you're toxic. And a lot of the behaviors that you have and the things that you've said and done throughout the course of my life has been extremely detrimental to my mental health, that I didn't even realize how damaged I was until I got into therapy. Which kind of brings me back to one of the points of this video, and this is going to be one of those longer videos. Notice, toxic people don't want you to ever truly get help. That's why, in my personal opinion, that's one of the many reasons why a lot of black people are so against going to therapy, going to counseling. Because if a person goes to therapy, goes to counseling, and actually starts healing from mental abuse, from physical abuse, from sexual abuse, etc., and starts really addressing the wound and getting to the root of the issue, then they're not going to want to deal with you anymore. And toxic people know that. And I noticed with my grandmother, and I'm just being honest, she still makes these comments, oh, y'all crazy, when you go to that damn therapist, Right, we're in therapy because of you. Let's be real. A lot of us wouldn't have the mental health issues that we have if we didn't grow up in dysfunctional, toxic-ass families to begin with. I'm just being real. It's bad enough we have to deal with racism, sexism, misogyny, classism, homophobia, transphobia. We have to deal with the outside world as it is. But to add insult to injury, you got to deal with your crazy ass family too. It's like, when do we ever have a moment to just, smile, be joyful, be happiness, have some peace? We don't. Instead, you just dealing with issue after issue. Another thing that I've noticed with my own grandmother, I love her, but I'm just being real. You can sit up and talk about how everybody else is crazy and everybody's out of control. And, everybody's nuts. Everybody's crazy. Y'all got issues. Da 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 da. But you can't see your own behavior. You can't see how you're out of control. You can't see how you agitate people and basically instigate a lot of the problems that we have as a family. Because like I said in that first video back in September of 2019, till this day, we can't have family get-togethers. We can't be around each other too long before there is some type of disagreement, fallout, argument, you belittling, you nitpicking, you starting drama. And again, going back to that term, narcissists cannot deal, they can't function without drama. That's just it. They can't deal with other people being happy because, again, with a narcissist, it's very egocentric. Everything is about them. If it's not evolving around them, they're going to have a hissy fit. Hence why when everybody is, joyful and merry and happy and, copacetic and doing correctly, you can best believe the narcissist, the toxic person, is going to say or do something to throw everybody off so there can be some arguing. So someone can be upset, someone can be sad, somebody can be mad. They can't function in a normal copacetic setting. There's got to be drama. This is how they live. It's unfortunate, but it is the reality. These people literally live and breathe on drama. If there's not enough drama to go around, you can best believe they're going to find a way to create some drama to throw you off of your kicker, And again, so another thing, looking at my self-esteem and confidence, like my self-esteem has always been very low, like just ridiculously low. And when I look back at my childhood, it's not surprising. I mean, you're sitting up here for me, my first bullies were my mom, my granny, my family members. And then my second bullies were the kids that I went to school with, the kids I was in daycare with, the kids that was in the neighborhood, the kids that was on the bus. So it's like the people that's supposed to be building you up are also the same people that are tearing you down. And again, a lot of black families, a lot of black people can relate to this. You're sitting up here you're yelling at your kids, telling them to get their monkey asses in the house, get your black ass in the house, get your yellow ass in the house, you old stupid, blah, 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 blah. You have black women who are calling their daughters bitches, whores, heifers, sluts, crackheads, calling their sons stupid, nigga, fag, all kinds of stuff. And this is what black people do. And then the minute somebody calls y'all homophobic, oh no, that's not how we are. That is how y'all are. And that's going to be a whole nother video that I'm going to do. Okay. You call your kids out of their name every chance you get. And then you're trying to figure out why your kids have low self-esteem. Like, how can you not know that they're going to have low self-esteem when it starts at home? Seriously, it starts at home, and you got to ask yourself, what kind of mother, father, parent are you to be sitting up here calling your kids degrading names, but yet you want to be seen as mother of the year, father of the year, parent of the year? Which brings me to my next point, dealing with narcissists. They have multiple personalities. That's why it's called narcissistic personality disorder and or borderline personality disorder. If you notice, they have their persona that's in the public and then they have their persona that's at home. So going back to Granny, love her to death. But again, outside in the world, a loving mother, wife, grandmother, just pillar of the community. Inside the house, totally different story. And that's how a lot of these people are. It is literally Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. Like, who are we talking to today? You know, and the fact that you can just switch up your entire personality, yeah. These are red flags, right? Which, how does that impact you? As a individual? And then I look at myself, and I look at how my mom is diagnosed as being bipolar and schizophrenic. And I look at my uncle, he has a lot of anger issues. But when you look at how they grew up and what they had to deal with, it's really not surprising. And then I look at my own situation, and I have chronic severe depression. I have CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety disorder. Oh my God. On top of other issues that stem from not only just like my environment, but being born the way I was born. And it's a lot. And I more than likely will definitely go into detail in a later video. But I look at how I'm always on edge. I'm always walking on eggshells. And I'm always trying to pay attention to how other people feel. I read the room. I study people's body languages. All of that, not because I'm a psychologist, not because I'm doing a research project on human behavior, but because of how I was raised and what I had to deal with as a child growing up in a toxic, abusive, dysfunctional ass household. Like the shit that I saw as a kid, like the first 5 years are so crucial to the development of a child. Yet for a lot of us, the first 5 years, we saw all kinds of shit we had no business seeing. A lot of us went through shit that we had no business going through. You know, and then you wonder why so many of us are developmentally stunted as adults. And I'm not just talking about someone having a slow mental development, but just our emotions, the way we gauge and interact with each other. You can tell we are not all there, and it's not our fault because we didn't raise ourselves. Let's be honest. If you had a true say in the matter, do you really think we would be like, yes, please let me be with deadbeats as parents. Let me have drug addicts as parents. Let me sit up and be sexually assaulted, abused, molested as a child. None of us would ask for that. So that's why I'm saying I'm not sitting here to necessarily point the finger or place blame, but I'm just addressing the elephants because there's multiple elephants in the room. Stay tuned.